Hello, everyone. Welcome to Amazing Skilled Modelers Across the Pond Hangout. I'm your host extraordinaire, Jack. And Amazing Skilled Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of skilled modelers reaching across all scale modeling genres, mediums, and to encourage friendships from around the world. And joining me today are the usual suspects to help me kill time. And if you want to join us, the live chat is open. Of course, if you're watching live, you already know that. And you know what? I got to go over here and get the live chat to because this is going to start. Yep. I am so not prepared. I am not so prepared. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So bring your questions, comments. All are welcome today, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, suggest. In other words, if you want to suggest somebody who's more organized, you're welcome to do so. I'm not sure you're going to get that person, but certainly you can make that suggestion. Yeah, community builds. We do them. Yes, I only have talked about them on the shows and not really made an announcement on the communities themselves, but we have the nautical, we have the wooden, and we have the real space. And if you want to strike favor with me and become community cover, you will be first considered if you build those things. I have not seen them being built, but if you are doing them, surely you will become community cover. I haven't put up the community covers yet, as you can tell. I'm a little busy right now. I sold my workbenches. So a modeler without a workbench is like it's like a nun without a convent. So I guess. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but anyway. Moving on, I'm going to do something different by popular request from the participants. So I'm going instead going from my Google right to left. I'm going to go from my Google right to left. Right to left. So that starts with Wayne. How you doing, Wayne?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Wayne.
My name's Wayne Lazenby, and I'm a model-holic.
A model holic.
Yeah.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Right. Last weekend, I was at Tank Fest, and I emptied my wallet.
Oh, he emptied his wallet.
Yes.
How full was it in the first place?
Quite full, about 400 quid.
He emptied his whole wallet, ladies and gentlemen.
In 2 days. In 2 days, that's
$500-600. Yeah. $500-600. That's $600.
Yeah, but that includes all the food, drink, travel expenses, and stuff like that as well. So.
Oh wow! Yeah. So, actually, did quite a lot of stuff. Got a lot of videos. Actually, managed to sit in the Challenger 2 main battle tank. So that was really good. There's not a lot of space. You think how big it is, and it's not a lot of space. So, some of my purchases were: I got the Tamiya Nashorn tank destroyer.
Nice.
That's basically a German Mark IV with a big gun on it. Basically, I'll do more video about that. The German Leopard 2A, German main battle tank.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The ones that the Canadian Jews, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. The German King Tiger or Real Tiger tank.
That's 3 kits so far, folks. That's 3 kits for those keeping count.
Yeah, 3 kits. 3 kits so far. And I've got a few more over here. I've got the this is actually on sale in the museum itself, which is called the Tamiya Modern Storage.
Yeah.
American. Now I had to get these because these look these are some new ones. The Ming Toons tanks.
Oh yeah, one of their egg
Yeah.
tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Panther and I got the KV2.
Nice.
That's 5 kits there, folks. That's 5 kits.
He's up to his ankles in tanks.
Yeah. And I had to get the Challenger 2 again.
Oh, of course he had to get that.
Yes, I had to get the British one.
Yay.
I got the half track with the Stuka rounds, or the got that one.
Did you buy out the whole show?
No, but and I got the Tyran 5. But the guy who was there, he practically one of the store holders was practically sold out by the time end of the second day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're catching up, Ian, as regards to the size of your stash.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, in the post, I actually got the mini arts. I can't remember the grenades and mine sets, and they got the Panzer check set as well. This is to go with the German half track, which I'm building, which is currently on the bench. Is that? So yeah, unfortunately, he's going to need a couple of coats of the yellow to get it done.
My favourite colour.
Yeah.
Yes, it is your favourite colour, isn't it, Randall?
Yeah.
Dot.
Like I say, I've got quite a few bits and pieces on the desk, on the bench.
How long is it going to take you to get through that pile?
Quite a bit now, because the 6-week holidays are upon us, so I'm going to be having one day off a week and working 16 hours the rest of the day, 16 hours a day on the others. I did find one of these, a German stick grenade.
Oh.
A 1-to-1 scale.
That's not live.
No, it's a replica for anybody to see. But if somebody breaks into my flat, that's a good. It's yeah.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah. so is my air rifle.
I don't think anybody these days would know what that is, actually. They'll just think it's like a bat of some sort.
I think that's the point, is you actually hit them with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. This is the M24 Stick grenade, standard German use. Also, they had the fragmentation sleeve as well, which should...
Is it Mira's Wang just gone blank?
What?
I can still see him.
Can you? Oh, right.
Mine's gone blank now.
So yeah, if I get my Facebook page up, I've got sort of screen share something. Screen share work. There you go. This is one of my videos has got.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was on loan from the Dutch Army.
That's a big beast.
Yeah. Should hear it. It sounds like it's got a jet engine in it, not a...
Gas turbine part of the
Yeah.
thing?
I suppose being quiet in a tank is not necessarily a must, like, you know.
No.
No. With a silencer on it. Yeah.
That's part of the intimidation factor, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit of a weird bit. I don't know why he did it.
Why Travis?
Just keep that barrel right where it is.
I'd probably be moving to the side about now.
Yeah.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Down that barrel. Surprise.
Yeah, see the guy in the high-vis jacket. He's the director of the actual museum and guest and host of the Tank Fest.
Well, make up your mind. Are you high vis or are you a camouflage?
Well, no. For the insurance purposes, all the museum employees have to wear the high vis.
Kind of defeats the purpose if you're going to be laying under camouflage netting.
That's so that the guys in the tanks won't run them down or something like that. Or give them something to aim at.
Yeah.
Surprise! I give up! I give up!
Nice.
I surrender!
And there it goes.
Thank you, boys.
Quite an impressive turn of speed.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
That's jumps off the line pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's 2 loos.
Oh, what have you got? 2 loos.
Yeah.
Lautrec.
Very good. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
Nothing left to lose.
Yeah. I have got the paint so I can start my HMS Kent as well as soon as I get the time. So that's for my nautical build. It's going to be the Type 23 frigate HMS Kent. But that's it for me at the minute. I'm also trying to do I've got to do the figures as well for that German half track at the minute. So that's
the aggressive pointing stance.
Yeah.
That's it. Links.
Yeah. So that was a good weekend, but it was really hot. It was stinking hot.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
This morning.
It was. I think he got back to 32 midday on Saturday.
Oh dear.
32.
Yeah.
It got up to 44 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but
that's 32 degrees. That's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I was. I think.
Over 25, I think we're having a heat wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple more minutes, I could have been actually the actual Burning Man running around the arena on fire.
Oh yeah, Christina said something very interesting. She says, when it gets hot, why do the Brits convert to Fahrenheit to be more impressed about their temperature rise? Yeah, the one thing about the Brits is they know the weather. They made it down to an art form. I guess she's right. I mean, because every time it gets really hot in the UK, they convert it to Fahrenheit to impress themselves.
He complains about the weather, but no, he doesn't.
In the middle of the Atlantic, we haven't anything else to talk about.
I think you got plenty to talk about, but nothing good. The weather's the only thing you could talk about that's good, even if it is bad weather.
Thank you, Brixton.
Can't even talk about football anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, what does that have to do with scale modeling? Absolutely nothing.
Not a thing.
Yeah. That's it. That's it for me now.
All right. Very cool. We're going to turn the globe upside down and say hello to Heath.
Hey, good day, everybody. How are you? Hi, Phil. I'll just say hello, Phil. Hello, Randall. Hello, Lou. Hello, Jim. Hello, Jack. There we go. How's that?
Yeah.
And hello, Wayne.
Hello, Heath.
Goodbye for me. Goodbye for me. Right, let's go on. Well, we all saw Lou's Lando Millennium Falcon last week. The short version of it.
The short.
The 144th. Well, right here on my left-hand side, I have it.
That's your right hand side. That's your right hand side.
My right hand side is a bigger cousin. Can't even fit it in the screen. It's that big.
It looks upside down.
Yes, that's because it is upside down.
That's because you're down under. That's why. Yeah.
Yes, I managed to. Hang on. This is going to be. Oh, jeez. This is what I hate about this. This thing's over 2 feet long. I can't even fucking get it in the screen. This one, I managed believe it or not, I took my Hasbro Falcon out. I put all the sticks on it. And then when I did it all, I said, well, that's great, Heath. Now, where are you going to put it?
Hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
Nah.
A lovely wall.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something, though. If you want to make it sound more impressive, you shouldn't have said it's 2 feet long. You should have said how many centimeters it is. Now, that would be impressive.
Well, it's over 200 centimeters long.
Oh, that's impressive.
Huge. That sounds a lot better.
Tell me, what is meant for Millennium?
This is a 2,000-year-old ship.
So you can either hang it on the wall or stick it to the ceiling.
I'm not quite finished with it yet because I've got to. Believe it or not, I got this from an idea from a friend of mine. He uses boot polish to weather up.
Yeah.
To weather up.
Depending on the type of plastic that is, boot polish will work.
It's hollow.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes
that's polyurethane. I think that's made
if the plastic is got swirls in it, it'll soak into those, and you don't want that.
Well, this is polyurethane.
Mm-hmm.
What I'll do.
Oh,
what a face! What a face Dave Hurst
as you froze, yeah.
Now he's just doing it. That's buffering.
No, seriously, I didn't hear what Lou said there. No, but that's what I've been up to.
That's what you're up to, eh?
But I've got an IndyCar model, which I started today, and that's I just primed that today. So it's got a cockpit, it's got a driver, but it's a curbside, so can't help that.
That would be it, though. That's what you got.
But this is it.
That's it.
I can't even hug this thing. I can't even hug this thing. It's so big. That's what she said.
Yeah.
But no.
What a piece of junk.
I think Han just had a baby.
45 plus light speed.
Han just had a baby. Heath Solo. That's what Ken or Heath Baca.
Yeah. More like a shaved
Heath Baca.
That's very charming. I'm very flattered, and that's wrong.
Well, it's better than Princess Heath.
Not much.
Two things. One, I'm not dead. Two, leave my princess alone.
Oh, I guess that he just walked off set. Look at that. We just haven't paid him enough, I guess. How you doing there, Randall?
Not too bad, Jack. How's everybody else?
Well, everybody's good, I suppose. I'm good. Anyhow. Oh, yeah, it's hot there, but it cooled off here. But we'll talk about that later. Because we're going to talk to Randall.
Comparatively hot here for by our standards. Yeah. Well, he's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, just don't make me comments about it. He's still of the Millennium Outback.
This is invisible here. Oh, there we go.
Hey, I'm back. Oh, there is one more thing. I would have done what other people do with the Hasbro Falcon, but in the end, it would just cost too much.
Oh, you talking about?
Besides, I've got 144th Force Awakens Falcon down here that's just calling to be lit. Calling to be lit.
Come and light me.
You have to do
I'm
that.
already on it. Well, let's put it this way. If I get the Lando Falcon, I can take the landing gears out of that one and put them into the Lando Falcon. Let me put it that. That's if it can be done.
Yes, it can. Can we talk to Randall now?
Sorry, I just wanted to add a little subject, a little PS. Forgive us, Randall. You may continue my Irish thing.
More like
he
a
wants to add a little bit of
Totally
PS. Yes. So, okay, what's going on there, Randall?
Well, I've been working at this engine over the last week or so.
That's coming out so nice. Yeah.
Woolsley Viper, the engine for this airplane here. Get it without the glare, yeah.
Ah.
I've been adding.
Sopwith Camel?
Nope. SE5A.
Ah.
It was kind of the Hurricane to the Sopwith Camel Spitfire, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I know.
Everybody has heard of the Camel, but very few people, had heard of the SE5A. But I think like the Hurricane, it scored more. But,
well, there goes Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. So I've been adding wiring to the ignition. Not focusing.
Wazoo.
And some of the plumbing as well.
Nicely
That's pretty
detailed.
impressive, chap.
All I have to do now is build the rest of the airplane for it.
Well, that was pretty impressive, chap.
And we made a start on this board chip here.
Oh, yeah.
Darcy
Vader.
His eyes need glazed. His mouth needs painted in. Various other things. I added the there's a grill that was missing under his chin, so I added that.
Yeah.
So that Dave Prowse could actually see where his feet were going when they were filming. And
which version Vader are you doing there, Randall? Are you doing
this
Star
is
Wars, Empire, or Jedi?
The old AMT kit.
Yeah.
All right, but you have to realise that Vader did have
Doing
Red
him,
Island.
doing him as the new lead version, which is I think essentially what the kit is. Got the body put together. He's a bit harmless there, but trying to set up the legs so that the feet actually, were level.
Yeah.
Because that huge big honking gaps in his pelvic area.
Have to fill that in and
that's what they make petty for.
Yeah.
I reckon bond some 2-part epoxy putty will fill in those gaps and will actually help secure the legs better.
Yeah.
And,
Well, how much of that's covered up with the cape? How much you really need to worry about?
Yeah, that's it. There's these. There we are. There's these like bits of the cape or skirts or whatever that
the inner cape.
The inner cape that'll cover a fair bit of the.
Yeah.
But I think I'll still need something in there just to keep it stable. Because the joining surface, because of the bad fit, is very.
Yeah, but you don't have to clean it. You don't have to dress it up so much.
Oh no! Just it'll be just as nether regions that are visible at the front will be needing the most dressing.
Some 2-part putty will take care of that.
Yeah. And I'm not terribly happy about the hilt of the lightsaber. I think I'll just I'd already glued together the arm.
Looks like he's got one of those shake weights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at the very least. I'll be trimming off the bottom part of it and scratch building the actual hilt.
Right.
Oh no!
Yep. And also, I put a great big.
That is a weird looking lightsaber.
It's also a
shake
crappy
weight.
grip.
Also put a big LED in here, so with a bit of ambient light, it should, and with fiber optics
For
and
the
the belt
boxes.
here. Yeah. I did also hollow out these lights. These here are supposed to be lit as well. But then I went and filled it with glue and glaze from behind, and well, it glued, but it didn't glaze. So I might have to drill them out again.
Mm.
I'm not looking for direct lighting of these fiber optics. I just stuck them in there and hoping the ambient light picks them up. And there's no light showing there at all because I hadn't got the thing lit up, because I had to trim the ends of the thing just to get it fed into the box that I'm using as a base, which is one of these. These nice wee wooden boxes that you can get.
Sure.
Yeah.
Latched and hinged. Lots of room in there for battery, like the LED, and they might even get
Car battery in one of them.
Yeah, might even get one of those sound chip things to utter a few key phrases.
You could put a portable CD player in there.
Yeah, just about.
That's a bloody good idea for a stand.
And all for £3.
Mm-hmm.
Or even
That's £3. That's £3, not €3. £3.
Pounds.
Pounds.
And the nice thing about these boxes is you can take off the clasp and the hinge and everything, and you've got 2 different size stands.
Right, I was going to suggest that. Just use the lid.
Yeah, just take the hardware off, and you've got
got 2 lovely stands
out of it. Yeah.
Ooh. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh, okay. And I just want to bring everybody up to date on the chat. Got a little lively over here. Yeah, it just keeps going on and on there. Darth Heath. I mean, they're just getting all kind of Star Warsy over there, Mister Down Under.
Darth Heath. Who called me Darth Heath?
That's nice and clean.
Oh, that's nice.
It is.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Did somebody call me Darth Heath or something?
I scuffed it trying to get the capsule mounted on the service module, so we might have to polish that down and respray it again. Oh well.
That was good. That was good, Randall.
Oh, that is me then. Next.
Next.
Wake up.
Okay. So anyhow, lots of action. Let's get rid of this. There's activity on the live chat. Come on. Wait, I don't know what's going on here. I think it's just my camera.
He's got his Wookiee.
Oh. Yeah, there we are.
Oh.
Yes, I got my Wookiee.
Liam is still waiting at a train station. I've been having power fluctuations for the past couple of days, and through my phone, I was able to contact Liam, asking him if he'd be available to get the show started. And I think he would have, probably from the train station. Huh? I see it. George is with us, the mayor of the live chats. Hi, George. And Ken from Ken's Model Shop is with us. And Phil, you've popped in there, and James Kirk popped in there, and even Carwin. Carwin would join us, but he got all banged up on a bicycle accident.
He did.
Says something of taking out chunks of skin.
That'll teach you to go outside.
Oh!
Just because the sun shines doesn't mean you have to go outside.
He was out on his bicycle, hit a stump in the road, went straight over the handlebars, was going at a fair speed, about 35 miles an hour. You see, isn't that funny? If you want to be more impressive, you switch to metric when it comes to speed.
Miles.
Bounce, slid down the tarmac. Unfortunately, he wore his helmet. But he says he did get a concussion, probably. But he,
Carwin, you take care of yourself until you finish my kit.
There.
No more Daredevil acts until that red dwarf is done.
You heard that, Carwin. No more Daredevil acts. Anyway, and James Kirk's horse is, I guess, hot glue burns. Let's see. This is kind of disconnected here. He can't be Princess Leia. He'd have to eat the cinnamon rolls on the side of his head.
Who said that?
Who is saying that? George. Yeah, George.
Of course it's George.
Sorry, George, I pressed you up there.
George is on the list.
And Ken from Ken's Model Shop said he shared some pictures of a car build. I am so discombobulated right now because they're going by real fast. They're talking about everything and nothing at the same time. No, he's still working on the RD. Don't worry, is what he's telling you, Lou. Carwin is telling you, don't worry.
Oh, good.
All right, and without now that we caught up something like that, Jack, a truck. Oh, it's a truck.
Oh, excuse me. It's a truck.
Fine, it's a truck. It's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel. I hope. Anyway, no, trucks have more wheels, don't they? Anyway, how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine there, Jack. Yeah, I've got last 2 weeks. I've got diddly squat done because it's been wretched in here. I mean, in my apartment, I've got the one air conditioner, and it doesn't seem to quite reach totally into my hobby room, and it's been just horrid. So it hasn't been right to condition it. I haven't felt too well to get a lot of work done in here. So that sort of put me back for a lot of things. Other than I got last piece of test equipment came in, I got the bench set up. But went out shopping, and I went visiting Beauty Supply and picked up something that I'm going to need for my...
looking beautiful there.
Yeah, for my Arcadia build. I got some nail acrylic powder and solution.
Pussycat down the tail.
Now, did you walk up to the counter with that, or did you send something?
I walked up to the counter. I've done it there because I go to this place before. I go in there and get my sanding sticks. A lot cheaper than getting them from the hobby store. They're about 50-60% cheaper at the beauty supply than at the hobby store.
And your nails look marvelous. Your cuticles are never looked better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to go, guys. The cat's being a pain in the ass.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Oh, yes, the Schwartz will be with me. See you later, guys. See you.
I don't think he's using his phone right.
I thought he'd never leave.
So yeah, but no, it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me going in there. I go wherever I can get.
Walk up to the counter, slam your fist on the counter, and say, "Give me your best nail polish."
The only thing what she asked me, she says, "Do you want our discount card?" Yeah, sign up for a discount card.
Hey,
It's when you ask what lipstick goes with your complexion. That's when you start worrying.
Yeah,
That's when you start getting the looks.
When you go up to the grocery store and you're pulling out your wallet, your discount card falls out.
yeah. But that's about it for me at the present time. I'm still waiting for that dollhouse kit, which was supposed to have been in this week, but it hasn't shown up yet.
I mean, you're the delivery guys. It's hot.
Yeah.
Time.
It's part of the Chinese embargo.
Yeah.
The tariffs.
That's for you guys south of the border. That's not us. But
Yeah. They still like you. They probably give you stuff for free now. Back and forth across the border. That's not drugs for once.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at anyway.
Somebody was talking about borders too. We're worried about the southern border, and so is Canada.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, we are too because of Brexit.
Yeah. Anyhow, I just heard our dog sitting in my other half is out cutting down a evergreen. I don't even know what it is. It's like an evergreen bush, but it grows really narrow and tall. It was up against the house, and it finally fell into the yard during the storms. So he's out there chopping away at it, and our house guest is tied to a post, and another dog walked by, and there was all this commotion. I don't know if you heard it, but anyway, he's
making his presence known. Yeah.
I mean, Heath would have been at home if he was here, I guess.
Please say your house guest is a dog.
The only problem is that we have to take it outside when it needs to relieve itself. But anyhow,
you just said your house guest was tied to a post. That's why I was hoping it was a dog.
Moving on, let's bounce back and forth like a tennis match in Wimbledon. Now we're going to talk to Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm hot. It's way too hot. I'm pretty much with Jim on what's gone on this last couple of weeks. Nothing. It's like when Lou said, he'd done next to nothing. There's nothing. That's what he's done. I've actually done the nothing. So
that was next to the nothing. Yeah. Okay.
So it was next to the next to nothing, which was the actual nothing.
So it's nothing twice removed.
Indeed. Yeah.
Once by force.
Until this morning, when Lou's lighting up the We Find inspired me to actually redo the lighting on me, because it wasn't very good, and I got a bunch of these, which are little coin battery holders with switches on them.
Interesting. Where'd you get those?
What, these?
Yeah.
Off Amazon. It was about £2 for a bag of them.
Yikes!
So really good. They take two of the 2 coin batteries. So
how long do they last typically?
Well, the coin batteries, I'm not sure. I've only just done this, so I'll know roughly how long it lasts when it runs down. But there's the thing. I have now mastered the art of light blocking as well.
Good.
I redid the diffuser. I took a bunch of connectors off that I was using. I had a connector for, where's that gone? For 2 AAA batteries on it, which was quite big. So I took that off and got that in place. There's one light that goes up to the photon tube, and I got 4. I don't know if you can see them there. There are 4 LEDs. There there are 4 LEDs that there are 4 lights that come from.
Right. I'm familiar with
so,
those.
so they're flickery ones.
Hmm.
And then this just slots in. And the clear part holds it all together.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see that. Oh, we've got a bit bright lighting at the moment, so I don't know if you can see it flickering.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And you should be able to just see the light.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know how good the batteries are that I put in there in the first place, because they aren't brand new ones. They came out of another tea light. So
Yeah, I'd like to build a model that you charge up. That'd be fun. I bought batteries, and I had the intent of doing it. Actually, to the bird of prey there was my intention. I just never got around to it. I need to buy a ratty old phone for the base, which would have the charge. Yeah. Is it chargeable batteries, or is it just like the conventional ones?
But in that, it's just little coin batteries. You know, the little disc-shaped ones.
Right. The ones that come with the tea lights. I've never seen them flat like that before, though.
Yeah, you get the flat ones. So you can get the thicker ones, but you can also get some that are flat. This one, yeah. If you look on the bottom of this,
right. I use those up, but
yeah, that's these. So I've just used out of a couple of these, because these come in packs of 4. So I just grabbed a couple out of there.
Take the 2032 cell. Yeah.
So maybe it tells me, but
so without any resistors then, because you're using this.
Yeah, basically, there's no resistors in that, and it's brightened it up.
Yeah, Carwin says that the battery holder that you held up. I recognize the battery code 2032 size. They're about as I'd say about the size of a nickel, maybe a little larger, almost a quarter.
Yeah, 1/4 size. Yeah.
And he says it puts out 6 volts at 500 milliamps. I don't know about 500 milliamps. I don't know, half an amp. A little battery like that.
Each sells 3.2 volts. I'm not quite sure what the current rating on the 2032 is.
But a half an amp seems a little too much. I don't know, but I could be wrong. But certainly, yeah, you'll need resistors, huh?
But it hasn't blown them, so
no,
we'll see. It's a learning curve for me.
Yeah.
But because those have arrived, I can now get on with this, which has also been light blocked now. Somebody may recognise it.
Yeah.
It was all painted up, light blocked, and I'd got basically Stangler Spaghetti, which is all these LEDs from Christmas lights thing, designed to work on 3 volts, I think. I did have a breadboard. That's all that's left of my circuit, because I was going to use, and it's not here. I was going to use this as well, but I couldn't get. I don't know if you can see that. You know the. But that's more yellowish. It's too warm for the engines. So what I'm going to do is just completely. I'm going to take all of these LEDs off this string, and then just wire them up individually to where they're supposed to go. So I've got a new loom with the LEDs on it, and like a bunch of them across where the engines in the Millennium Falcons.
Nobody would do that, would they, Jack?
I never used Christmas lights. I just went to China and bought LEDs.
Yeah. I'm not going to use anywhere near as many LEDs as you did, Jack. That way madness lies.
105 is too much for you?
Well, yeah. I don't think I could. Well, I don't think I could afford all the LEDs.
Oh no, I mean, if you're getting them from China, they end up being about 2.5 cents each at best, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, with the more current economic climate, I'm not sure. I haven't bought LEDs since, of course, but they're a couple pennies or just a couple cents, not very much.
Cost you a few cents plus $200
But you know, yours is wired too. I mean, I have to wire mine. That's where I make the mistakes.
Well, I'm going to completely undo all that and then do my own wiring for it. So that's the plan. That's the plan. But yeah, this room, south facing, window, and it gets hot, and we don't have aircon in Britain. So every time I've come in here to sit down and get on with some work, it's been so hot. I've had 2 fans blowing on me. I did try to start painting something, and paint was just drying in seconds, and it was like, no, can't do that.
I guess it's better than 2 fans sitting in your lap, giving you a lap dance, but... that was bad, I know. Each battery puts out 235 milliamps. That's what Carwin says.
Right.
All right, I gotta trust in Carwin.
Yeah.
In Carwin we trust.
I can get away with only having 1 battery in there, because the connectors will actually, on the unused section, they'll actually, the connectors touch.
Huh.
Oh, they're not in series or in parallel?
Well, they're one or the other.
I'm not sure, actually. Hang on.
Is your output 3 volts, 3.2, or 6 volts?
Yeah, if it's an output of 6 volts, then
If it's 6 volts, it's in series. If it's 3 volts, then it's in...
I think they're in series.
Well, if they're in series, they'll be putting out 6 volts, so it would blow out your LEDs.
Mm.
If one LED, I mean, if you put your LEDs in series. Well, if you put your LEDs in series, you should be fine.
Yeah, yeah. It is in series. And I think I've got some... I think the LEDs are in series.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, that's why they're not being blown out. All right, very cool. Very cool. Boy, I tell you what, live chat is handy. Although I'd like to see Carwin and his chunks of skin missing. I just... without further ado, how you doing, Lou?
It's time for me.
How you doing, Lou?
How is everybody? I missed my original alarm clock today because I'm usually waiting for the sun to wake me up, and it's cold. Well, it's not cold. It is just wet and rainy today, and I did not get up on time. So, a little bit sleepy this morning. That's why I needed my coffee. Did you see the Falcon finished? Did I show that last time?
I don't recall.
I think so, no.
I wasn't here last time.
That's right. You were not here.
Oh, yeah.
Christian's Falcon. Ah, yes. You warm my heart light.
And this is when it's got, I don't know how well the camera will pick it up.
Oh, it does.
The little disco room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of weird to have that skylight in there, but you know.
Oh, it is.
And yeah, it's way overlit. I mean, it's a sun tanning bed, but and this light here is not light bleak. It's actually shine from the LED. So, like if I close this up, this disappears. It's actually anyway. That's just one little light strip in the back.
Whoa.
I didn't quite go with a full jack on it, so.
I had nothing to do with it.
No. And let's see. This week's work is this little guy. Now, I have not had a chance to put the flat coat of clear on it because it's been so wet and rainy, but it's got all of the Christmas lights in it. But it is a tiny kit. I mean, this is not a big hand, and this basically will fit in the palm of your hand.
Wow.
But it's supposedly 1,000 scale, so it's in scale with the rest of the 1,000 scale starships you might have. Which is, nice in one hand, but I like a big kit. I like big kits, and I cannot lie.
I agree. You know why? Because older I get, less nimble I am with my fingers.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's no longer Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Yeah, well, Jack don't have to build tiny Defiance.
Well, he ended up sitting on a candlestick, not jumping over it. So,
When
that hurts.
when you go big with kits, but do you not have to add more detail?
Shut up, you. Yes, but I also have a limit. I've gotten down to where if I pick up a photo etch sheet and the kit, I put the big pieces on, but the small ones, it's like, no, I can't. If I have to fold something this tiny, it's like, nah, I'm sorry. No one's going to miss that if I don't put it in.
Well, Carwin's comment is, bah, Lou didn't like the windows. Amateur.
I didn't drill out the windows. No, I did not.
I like the I like the sound effects he was trying to go there. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm going to have to turn my mic off. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Nice landscaping you got going on out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, that tall bush was actually right outside my window, so now the chainsaw is right below my window.
Aren't we going to feel bad if he's actually being attacked by a serial killer? Oh no! It's just the bush being.
Yeah, it turns out it's my turn, and I'm being upstaged by a chainsaw.
And that was the last we saw of poor Jack.
Well, come to think of it, I gotta do a little move around here. I can dance around my workspace. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yes, you're benchless.
Yeah, it's really. I had the 2 IKEA tables. One was a dining set with 4 chairs, and we had the yard sale. Sold that, and I wanted to sell the other one, which was just an IKEA table, very similar. And that's what I sat at during the shows and everything. In fact, if the table was here, I'd be sitting here, and I'm sitting here, I guess, watching videos. And Matt comes in and he says, "Oh, I have somebody interested in their table." And I looked at him. I'm like,
I need that too.
I still need it. He says, sorry, I just sold it. Okay.
Going out from under your feet. Well,
Yeah.
your arms.
So I'm on that thing that, that everything, I can't move the camera because the wires are all pinched back behind this thing. That tall or tower thing that was laying on the side with my models in it, that's what everything is sitting on. So I'm not sitting at a table. But anyway, long and short of it, I'm really clearing up a lot of space here. Of course, everything's a total mess. But at least there's floor space that I can. Oh, look what I'm wearing.
So, do you think you build something custom, Jack, for your new workspace?
Absolutely. That's the whole idea. Make it custom, because my problem with the IKEA tables was everything that didn't have a home was littering my workspace and the floor. Because when I work, I have like the kit box open, and it's on the floor, and then I'm putting a solder iron on the floor, on a tile, on a piece of ceramic tile, of course, not directly on the floor, because I wouldn't be here if it was directly on the floor. But still, I worry about leaning over and doing all this crap. Anyway, I'm going to make a customized workspace, but I got a foundation to work on. So let's see if I can tone down the light here so y'all can see my little floor plan. In fact, I am facing this wall right here, and my doorway's to my right. So you can see these are 2 8-foot by 8-foot sections for my work table. Here are my shelves next to me. and I'm gonna probably put my 3D printer in here, which is this corner, like right there. So once I get the primary workspace set up, and then I can, sit down and see how I'm going to work it, and then make drawers and cubbies and all kinds of things that might slide out. I might even I was even seeing, we're doing a kitchen too at the same time. And in my travels, there's these things that I really like. They're drawers, but they don't have real sides to them. They're almost like the keyboard trays that you pull off from under your desk, but they just come out from nowhere and they add space. And like I said, I work out of my boxes, and my model stuff for the build I'm doing and the model box will be like right there and not on the floor. And I could push it in, push it out, and like a drawer. Yeah, stuff like that, and make a electronic station where I can do my electronics. I want a space where I can actually, because I'm going to do some scratch building, but I have to plan. I just can't scratch build. I have to actually draw it on paper, like I'm doing here on my floor plan, and then work my scratch builds, because I want to do a X-wing that's probably about 40 inches long.
Wow.
I'm kind of, I don't know, do the movies or do the New Hope one, Luke's X-wing or Poe's, one or the other. How about both? So that's the scratch build I'm going to do, and I don't have the space to do it. And
can I interject a second here?
Sure.
I built something similar to that for my room in here, and I was able to find at Lowe's or your Home Depot or whatever. They've got countertops that are already covered with Formica and all that, real beautiful, but they've got the corner bevel already cut into them. So you can bolt those together and use that as your top, and they'll save you a lot of time and frustration doing all your measuring and whatnot. You just build the frame to sit it on.
You mean the table saw I bought was a waste of money?
No, you'll use that for plenty of other things, but at least you give a nice Formica top, and it'll.
All you gotta do is iron on the edge of it.
Yeah. Well, you iron on the outside edges, but the bevel and the backsplash is already
cut. You just gotta bolt it. It's got a T-bolt that goes between the where it goes together and holds it together. Yeah.
I thought of that. The only problem I have with it, it's shallow.
What?
And
mine's a good 30 inches deep, I think, and it's
30?
Yeah, let me slap a ruler on. It's like 6 foot. It's not quite 8 foot, although I think they did have 8
Yeah,
foot.
it's the difference between a bathroom one and a kitchen one.
Yeah. This is the kitchen one.
I thought of that though. I did, but I do want a 24-inch and then an added 6-inch, because the added 6-inch, I have some really bizarre ideas. In other words, you know how I have my paints?
Yeah.
Have the last 6 inches stow away behind the bench.
This is 26 inches deep.
Yeah.
26 inches deep, and of course it's however high you want to build your frame, and it's 6 feet along the back corner, and then of course it comes out to be shorter in the front. But you can get longer lengths. If you want an 8 foot one, you can get an 8 foot, or you can mix and match and get an 8 foot on one side and a 6 foot on another.
Right. I thought of that.
To me, it was just a good time saver. I just throw it up in the air as a suggestion.
I hear you, and I'm still even considering that. Still, just the same.
You can get a nice butcher block or whatever,
Yeah, with a square butt end, not the bullnose end on it. Yeah.
This has got the bullnose end and the backsplash built into it.
Yeah.
But then
I have to go. I have to go look and see because I don't know. I'm just sort of like more worried about building a frame right now to put together. And the problem I have with that idea is I have to either deliver it myself or pay to have it delivered. Either way, I'm going to pay for its delivery. And and another problem too, it's maybe not a big problem, is that the configuration of this house would make it very difficult. And something, because you have a ranch house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a second floor, and I got to make a lot of tight corners, and something that's 8 feet long is just going to be a pain in the butt.
Right.
And I was going to build this in modules and put the modules together, because that way I can, make it lightweight. Even if it is going to be part of it is going to be 8 feet long, it's going to be smaller and lightweight, and
it's maneuverable. Yeah.
And I can move it. And the counter idea is a good idea, but it's just that and I'll tell you what, the house I just sold, I installed it in the kitchen by myself, and those MFers are really heavy. And there I had the room to maneuver them around, and I just cannot imagine working with that here. Like I said, it's an idea, and it's a good idea. If I had a ranch house, I'd probably jump for it, but I don't know. Being on a second floor,
maneuver it.
And maneuvering it up and down, because I don't plan on being here forever, and and I do want to take it with me, because this will be it. I don't want to do any more when it comes to this, because when I was down in the basement, I built a workspace maybe about 40 inches wide, and it was most definitely not big enough.
Right.
Then I came up with the tables, and the only place there was for tables was up here, and I wanted to get out of the basement anyhow, because in the winter time I couldn't be down there because it was too cold.
Right.
And then here the tables, I don't know, it just became inconvenient because I didn't have space for anything, and I didn't want to attach anything to the tables because I knew it wasn't forever. I just want something that's very customized in mind. And besides, I like working with wood too, and the like. And I bought a table saw, and I hope to be able to rip and make notches and all kinds of fancy schmancy stuff. And I'd like to do a video series on the development of this. I think it's actually time to do another, quick video of the space that I have. And posted, because I think when I look at other modelers' tables, and trust me, I've been watching it just to see what kind of workspaces they have, and the one that fascinates me the most is actually Mark Dunmore's, and he even took a long shot of his workspace, and it's a total disaster. It's like a tornado went through and just rearranged everying.
Don't all of ours?
How much
they all?
When you look at how much space he actually has to work on, you're better putting up a tea cart. Just a little.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, he's got a lot of workspace, but this one, Phil, he's got a tea cart of a workspace. Look at this. Yeah, you see, I can't work like that. I can't work like that. And then top away at a keyboard too. No, I don't know. It just.
Well, I push the keyboard back underneath, move the sound out the way, and then I got me. So if I move everything back, then I've got that. I got.
Close your eyes, Jim.
Yeah, you got this you got the amount of a keyboard right there.
Yes.
Oh, there's Jim's. Well, see, Jim. I mean, look how neat you are.
And he's got more electronic equipment than anything else.
Yeah, and he has to, because he has to precision cut paper as well.
Yeah.
He's not been able to look out that window since he moved in.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a lot more space if I'm going to do drawing and my soldering, and if I'm going to get into bigger builds, definitely. And what convinced me was doing the Falcon. I was forever, what I was fighting, not so much the space I was working in, but I have to take the one table I didn't use hardly at all. It just kept collecting junk, and I didn't like that. And it was a leg that was in between me and the other table that was sort of creating this boundary in some sense. You know, it's kind of weird. Although I could have stood up, moved my chair over, but you know, I'm lazy. I like to, wheel my sat butt around, not stand up in the chair. And that was another thing too that I wanted was something in a corner. So all I have to do maybe is turn around and whatever. But long and short of it, that's my thinking, and I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But I do want to do all kinds of fancy schmancy things to this. You ever see those flat screen TVs that get stowed away into the cabinet? They kind of like, yeah. I'm thinking that for my paint, because I'm not going to put any more holes in these walls because these walls are bad enough. They're lath and plaster, and my thinking originally was do surround shelving. No, not a good idea because Wayne gave me a Star Wars poster that I want to frame. It's a big one, and I want to hang it up. I want wall space to hang things too.
Like a medicine cabinet where you put the poster as the door, and then you open it up, and your paints are all behind it.
Well, it's between that, or you build under the cabinets, under the table, something like in a kitchen, like a can cupboard, so it folds out, and then all your paints are in there. And that allow you for several different pullouts type thing under the cupboard.
Yeah, Matt had an idea of making a spice rack for my paints and have it roll in and out under the desk, and I'm like under the workspace. I thought that's actually a good idea too, but we'll see. I mean, because I when he said that, I'm like, wouldn't it kind of be cool if my solder station could be like that? It wouldn't be on top of my workspace, but it would be next to it, and I can stow it away when I'm not using it. Yeah, things like that.
You can use something like what they call a there's an appliance rig you can get that goes up into the cupboard, and when you pull it out, and it sort of snaps up into position at the end of the counter. So it goes into the cupboard and then pulls out.
Right. I mean, like he was coming up with ideas too. And this is where my LEDs are right now, right here.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to get this out of the way, because this is valuable space. I can put my finished models. As you see, my cars are like bumper to bumper. It's like a traffic jam up there.
Yeah, it also has to do with is the stuff that you're stowing there, is the stuff you use all the time or sporadically? If it's sporadically, then you're probably better to move it somewhere else rather than.
There are times I'm using it all the time, but when it's not like every time I sit at the workbench, I got to get it out of here. And this wall here, this stuff is expensive stuff. This is like, good shelving, and and it's just collecting stuff, and it's not. I want it to be used to, have my own little display, and this room has to be a display room. It has to be my workspace, and it also has to hold my laundry basket too. So
yeah.
It's just it's not efficient, and I've seen like Phil there is working in a tiny little space, and you too, Jim. And I just want to, and part of my problem is I'm just not organized. I just need to be more efficient, because I'm not organized because I don't spend much time cleaning between builds.
Projects.
And I just, because, during the Balkan build, I don't know, I built a whole bunch of other stuff too in between. Sometimes you just gotta, hey, I need a break from this build. I gotta do something else. And that was really the genesis of this idea, is because things just were not. They didn't have a space. They didn't have a spot. They weren't easy. It was just took time to clean up after myself, and I'm a lazy modeler. So that's what I've been doing. I've been just doing a lot of thought behind all this, and I love power tools, and I bought myself a table saw, a really cheap one. And right now I've been making sawhorses. And what was interesting, because the sawhorse I have, I took over to the other house and used it there, and I happened to cut one in half mistakenly. But it was made of junk lumber, and it was just dirty, and it was outside all the time. But I've even watched videos on sawhorses, and I'll tell you what, that mousetrap has been reinvented many times, and got a few ideas. So here, I got this table saw, and I'm thinking, well, if I would have spent more money, it would have come with a collapsible stand. But it wouldn't been efficiently put away down in the basement, because I know myself better, so I did not buy it. I'd be able to better take that thing and stick it into a shelf space and call it a day. As opposed to, because if it had a stand, you couldn't necessarily do that. I see my neighbor, he has one on a stand too. He has a stand on one side of the garage, and he has his table saw on another. I'm like, that just makes no sense. It takes up more space than I'm willing to give it. So I made the sawhorses, and they're stackable, which is nice. And I'm thinking of doing a stand for the table saw. And I'm like, no, I just said I need the space. I don't need more. I just need to use what I have more efficiently. I'm like, hey, why can't I use these sawhorses as a table for the table saw?
Yes.
So today's project is cutting down the legs of the sawhorses, because the table saw is like a foot high. And if I put it up on the sawhorses right now, I'd be feeding wood like this.
Yeah, but what you do is put a board that's a little bigger than the table saw under the table saw, bolt it down. You can use wing nuts or whatever. Well, and then have the board like a tabletop that you can fasten with wing bolts to your sawhorses. Then it's not going to slide around.
You took it right out of took the idea right out of my mouth. I was about to tell you that. Build a frame underneath it, though, because eventually I want to enclose it so I can stick a shop hose into it, because everything empties out on the bottom, and there's absolutely no, like the more expensive ones, like the ones that are $1,000 or whatever.
You know what you do? You cut it out of the bottom. Put a square out of the bottom.
Well, yeah, I mean, you put it onto a frame, and then you put bottom to the bottom, so there's a closed area.
Yeah.
So all you do is just get a hole with a nozzle, and you stick the hose up in it, and then you got your dust collection too. Because if I happen to need it during the winter time, sure as hell I ain't gonna take it outside. But I've seen I've seen reviews of the table saw that I bought, and their biggest complaint was it has absolutely no dust collection on it. It just gets everywhere. And one guy said, why don't you just build a table with a compartment underneath it? And
yeah.
He didn't put a shop hose to it, but he was able to take it off and then clean up underneath it. It wasn't on the floor. So these, again, a couple weeks ago was the yard sale, and I haven't had a workspace since. That's when my tables were sold. So since then, I've been working on doing these things and getting things together for my new workspace. boy, I seem like almost every year be able to. I'm working on my workspace because I'm just not happy with the way things are. Everybody, all the other modelers seem to be just fine with the way they work. I don't know why I can't be satisfied. Yeah, look at Randall. I mean, if they can just take his house and put it underground, that's how he'll get buried. Oh, then he's already buried.
Or poor Liam. Liam's probably already buried in his room.
Oh, in his garage. Yeah, in his garage. Yeah, he's certainly.
That's why he's not here.
All Kathy has to do is just lock that door behind me here from the outside. Not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you have that escape into the ceiling?
Into the ceiling, but that's as far as it goes.
Oh, I thought you could tunnel down into another room.
No, unfortunately, the wall's solid right up to the apex of the roof. But
that's an addition. You said that's an addition.
I could dismantle the tiles from inside, get out through the roof.
You need to have a second way of escaping the house.
It's his panic room.
Through the window here in front of me.
Yeah.
It's his panic room.
Something heavy enough to throw through to break it.
It's a panic room, but I go into that room to panic.
Yeah, so I'll be doing videos on this and issuing them. I wanted to do a short video for the Hangouts. I actually got the video all ready to finish editing, but never got around to it. So I missed my mark, missed my cue last week. In fact, the ASM clip had done rather well, I thought. It was the number of views I wouldn't have had otherwise. And the channel's doing very well. Ever since Wonderfest, if I can have Wonderfest once a month and issue videos, I think I will get my video quota in for YouTube to like. So the algorithms to like.
Here's your shameless plug, Jack. The Fine Skill Modeler people put up their videos from Wonderfest.
Oh, yeah. Guest star.
I'm in one of them. My smiling face. So there.
Yep.
Excellent. I didn't need to hear that. What, you want a medal or a monument?
I'll take a simple statue.
Yeah, reaching out to the future.
Adulation.
I know it'll be kicked over and spray painted by the next generation of ingrates, but
it'll be Zephram Cochrane type statue, reaching out to the future,
reaching out with an X-Acto in one hand, and a string of lights in the other.
Yeah, tube of glue in the other, sniffing it. So let's see what's going on. Hang on. Good morning, fellas. Hi, Bob. Carwin had to leave. He needs some rest, and he got banged up. You've pre-ordered the Katinga, huh?
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Huh.
That's the 1/350 scale. Yeah.
I'm a here in the States. I don't need to pre-order it, so I can probably get whenever I want. I do want that. I seen that at Wonderfest. It was like, holy crap! The detail on that is like crazy.
It's a must-have, isn't it?
It's a must-have model. Shut up and take my money kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much do you want me to pay you for it?
Oh, this arm? Oh, sure, here. Oh, this leg too? Sure. My firstborn? Okay, my wife won't like it, but I will.
That'd be one of those deals where I would just...
In my case, his wife won't like it, but...
Yeah. And there's a new Bandai B-Wing.
Yep.
Ken says.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it was featured at the what was the big Japanese model show?
Shigoko.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having a look at the Tamiya magazine, and it was one of the models shown in the in their feature on the was it Shizuoka or something like that at the model show?
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, must have.
Yeah, Bernie was going to show up. He said he had family obligations. He has an interesting workspace too. When his son's visiting, he can't do anything because his son inhabits the room that he hobbies in.
It's a spare bed.
Jack, do you have display cabinets for your models?
I'm going to use this shelving.
Yeah, it's all right. So just if I can just share a picture. Have you seen that?
Yep. I got one of those in the living room. Yeah.
Yeah. I would just think because they take up very little floor space.
Yeah, and they're easy. If you want double size, you can put them side by side. Yeah.
I got 3 of them here. The only drawback to them that I have is that there's only 3 shelves inside.
Yeah, I have a concept. I had designed a spacer so I could add another shelf to each one, so I could space things up with a sub shelf.
Buy these acrylic nested things, so you can actually put them in, and so you can get double, 2 levels on one shelf.
Looks like it's made of glass.
It's got a metal frame, steel frame with glass all around it and glass shelves.
Yeah,
I got 2 when I was building, or after got this room built, and we were in IKEA's bargain basement, and there was one standing there, fully built, and unfortunately, couldn't get it taken apart again for transportation. So
and they're heavy.
Had to get into the car with just about everything soft wrapped around it, and then through it. And, for the 60 miles home, I felt every bump in the road.
Yeah.
But I got it here in one piece, so I've got 3 of them now.
Excellent.
Well,
it's got a hole in the top to put a lamp in if you want.
Yeah. What's interesting about the floor space is that that's all fine and good and everything. If I had like a floor space downstairs, I'd do something like that. There is a corner in the dining room that we seem to walk by all the time, but I'll consider something like that for down in the dining room.
You get these little LED strips that you can put in it as well, so they can.
Yeah, it's got a hole in the top for a puck light.
Hole in the top of it. So
I seen one with it was actually the shelving inside was just left out, and it was used to display a 72 scale Saturn V.
Yeah.
There was actually a photo background of the launch tower
on the back plane. Yeah.
So it looked pretty cool, but it's something like £40 for a display for one model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's cheaper than buying a display case.
That's true. Yeah.
You order a display case, it probably costs you $500-600 for that.
Easily, yeah.
Oh hell, you can probably cobble one together yourself. Come to think of it,
Not for the price you can buy that cabinet for.
No, you can't get the glass alone for that price.
You couldn't build it for what you buy it for.
£50 is.
My issue is that it's all glass. That's my issue. But you need at least one side that's glass, of course. But here, I'd like to have some wall space because I got things that I want to hang things up on the wall. Some artwork, and I just got to find a way to do this all more efficiently. It's just not working out the way I
build an addition. Build an addition. That always works for me. Just
yeah. Well, actually, it's funny you should say that because it was either a patio that would eventually gotten enclosures on the porch on the deck will be. Eventually, that would be an enclosure, and then below it will be an enclosure. And I was saying to Matt, I says, it'd be nice to have my hobby room down there into a space like that I can roll up like garage doors in the summertime. And
yeah,
but I don't know if that's going to happen. The kitchen is proving to be pricey enough. But no, this I think I am barking up the right tree on this one. I really have a lot of good ideas from y'all and from the internet, and just getting a perspective how I can use the space more efficiently and have the workspace. And because I do want I have my cursor over the purchase button for my Prusa i3 3D printer.
Yeah.
And then my hand slipped, and I'm like, this is telling me that I am not ready for this in my physical space to do it. So, because I thought, okay, I get this thing in now. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with it now? And everything that I've seen online, 3D printers need very stable places to exist. And
well, there's an example. There's your solution, Jack. Use your printer to print your display case.
Mine's sitting on a microwave stand.
Yeah, that's also been a thought too. And Matt's given me all kinds of thoughts. I mean, that's certainly he's not the hobbyist, but some of his ideas are pretty good. Anyway, that's me. I don't have much else going on as far as actual model building. But certainly talking about workspaces on this particular show, I hope everybody had found it of some interest, y'all watching. And what are you guys doing over there at the live top chats? George got quiet. I wonder if he's still around.
He's still starting to fill that in. Okay.
Yeah. And also I've got the light showing in the chest unit as well. So.
There you go.
And the belt box.
How dare you?
Looks like they're lighting that. Are you lighting that?
How am I lighting it? Just one big honking LED stuck in the middle of his back at the back, stuck to the inside cavity.
Okay.
Shining forwards, and the belt boxes are fiber optics, which are just lit by the ambient light inside. I didn't want them too bright because the way direct lighting would have done it. So just bloomed the ends of the fiber optics and just slotted them in there and glued them in. Well, glued them in from the back of the box with glue and glaze, but there's just enough light there. Then I'll use clear Tamiya for the colors. Done with the chest box. These were blinking in the later movies, but I think in the New Hope they were just steady lights. They weren't up to the technology of blinkers.
I think that was just the light shorting out.
That was probably it. Every time Dave Prowse took a step, the light shorted. But and while we're sitting here, just filled in with two-part epoxy with his butt. Yeah. But it'll be all hidden by the cloak and never to be seen again. So. I wasn't going for finesse here.
No, it does look a bit like an adult diaper, but
yeah, yeah. The texture looks almost like fur.
Yeah,
actually, it looks like a jock strap from behind there.
I don't even know why they bothered putting detail on the back.
Why?
Yeah,
well, exactly. They put detail on the back of his belt and everything like that, but it's never going to be seen again.
Yeah, it gets covered up. Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh,
it doesn't look like they made much of an effort there. Doesn't look like they made much of an effort of putting detail there.
Yeah, well, I don't even know why they bothered putting it there at all, because, as I say, the cloak's going to hide it. Where did I put the cloak? Yep. Like,
yeah.
I would have thought not putting any detail.
That's all you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
So Oh well. Well, give me somewhere to hold them when I'm camping them.
Hard.
What happened? Did I miss something? Did I do something?
I think that's Carwin saying the model's going to be delayed.
No, it was that annoying cancer fund people that I swear that if they worked half as hard on a cure as they did trying to get donations out of me, we wouldn't have cancer anymore. All that phone is used for it anymore is people asking me for money.
Constantly.
Yep. I had a good answer for one that was continually pestering us about various car accidents that I'm supposed to have had and things I got in the last 2 years. I just said I was detective inspector such and such or whatever. This is a murder scene. How do you know the victim?
That would do it.
That would do it.
Yeah. I'm authorized to answer the phone. Yeah.
That wasn't. They never rang me back for at least 10 months after that.
That's pretty good. I gotta remember that one.
Please stay on the phone while we trace your location.
Yeah, hang on. I'll call you back in a second here.
It's like changing your Wi-Fi to something like CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dearie me. Dearie me. So, y'all had enough of me? Had enough of each other?
I think so.
We've done an hour and a half. I think we can call it a day. Jim will think of something to talk about on a Sunday hangout.
Gee, thanks. Okay.
I volunteered him. I thought we'd talk about the spaces now, but I guess not. Anyway, thank you for everyone that's joined us on the live chat. George, thank you. Ken, thank you. Phil, you were over there. Bob, stopped by. Carwin, stopped by. Jim Kirk. I'm not even sure where Jim Kirk is from.
Iowa.
Iowa. Well, it's not K-I-R-K. It's a K-U-R-K. Clearly, it's not his name. Thank you for doing a live chat, you all. And also Heath. He's always nice to have around because, we need a punchline. And thanks for Wayne for stopping by, too. And he has some videos up on the Facebook community. Please, if you're on a Facebook community, view them, comment, and thumbs up because some of the stuff that he's showing off is quite amazing. And further, I'd like to thank Jim for stopping by to show us that you can do absolutely nothing in scale modeling when the weather gets hot. And also, Luce, thanks for stopping by. And it's getting all dampy down there. And we sent it down. Yeah, we sent it down there from up here.
Biblically, it's raining biblically out there.
Is it really?
I heard the rumbles.
Yeah, well, that's just
assuming that was
lunch or something. That's why. Thanks, Phil, for stopping by as well. And Randall, I sure hope we don't find you there when you've ceased breathing. I hope your wife finds you and disposes of you, or at least puts you in the curb appropriately.
If you see the modified corpse sitting here, you'll know what's happened.
Next time you come on, Randall, get a big life-size skeleton there.
Yeah.
With your shirt on and your glasses
on. Thanks for. I'm thanking myself because electric has been going on and off past couple of days because of storms in the past 2 mornings, except for this one. Been waking up to trees crackling, popping, and falling down behind my neighbor's house. I'm glad I have neighbors because if I didn't, those trees would be falling in my yard. Anyway, Tomorrow is the not tomorrow is the across the pond. Tomorrow's the Sunday hangout. Gosh, I'm so sleepy. Sunday hangout. We'll find something to talk about there, something more specific to the hobby, even though they turned out kind of specific anyway. And 2 weeks later, we'll have another across the pond and the Sunday hangout. And I'm not so sure of having a hiatus this year. I think I'm going to go all the way through and torture you all throughout the summer. But I might, have Liam do ones more often because he did a phenomenal job a couple weeks ago. And I'm certainly very pleased that he was able to do it. And I think he's probably still at the train station. So thanks for stopping by and happy modeling, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good day.